So hopefully this video is less than 3 minutes because I want to go over basically my behind the scenes, but also kind of clue you into the game I'm working on. So first and foremost, you'll notice that this says clean project. If you can't see it, then I've made some mistakes with OBS, but otherwise the more important part is that I personally like to just clean out an entire project. It makes your game size a lot lower. Again, this is for people who rarely touch or have yet to touch RPG Maker and any RPG Maker really, but this applies to any other game engine because I'm sure there are a lot of sample assets that come with game projects, no matter if you're working with Unity, Unreal, Ren'Py even, so on and so forth, Game Maker Studio. You get the point. I personally like to just go in and clean out all sample assets. Usually that in a lot of other game engines, you're still working with a clean slate anyway, but that's not the case with RPG Maker. So whether I'm working MV, MZ, VXA, so on and so forth, I just like to clean everything out. Obviously, some things are left here that I could clean out even more, but usually I'm controlling things in a way that the player won't be seeing things like, elements, skill types, weapon types, so on and so forth. Especially if it's a more story type RPG, even though that kind of makes no sense because sometimes you just want to have a regular we want to add RPG elements anyway. But again, to note, I add the icons because the icons are usually going to be small in size anyway, but what I will take out are mostly likely going to be the animations, the tile sets, and as you can see from the map screen here, I don't have any tile sets loaded up. Again, it's to your own liking what you want to see in terms of the thingamajiggy, but otherwise, as my OBS message pops up, shouldn't be too bad. I wanted to get into basically the game I'm making. So for the Christmas, quote unquote, my own Christmas game jam, it's not really a game jam, just trying to make a game for Christmas. But yeah, it's gonna be a smaller game than Little Kitten. The primary reason for that is because in Little Kitten, I was going to be using a very specific mechanic that I decided made no sense anymore. So I'm just gonna use it in this game and just try to make a game really quickly. And it did have to use a plugin. That's why I'm opening the plugin screen here. But otherwise, the only other thing to note is basically the price point. It's going to be free, but I'm going to add a price point version because I don't want you to donate without receiving and receive nothing for it, basically. The same is probably going to be true for Little Kitten and the third game I'm going to do, which brings me to my next point. So this Christmas game, we'll call it the Christmas Project game for 2025, is going to cost pretty much $2 as the paid price point, but there's going to be a free price point anyway. I don't know what I'm going to add to the paid version, but I'm going to add something. I'm going to add something. And then same thing for Little Kitten. Little Kitten may likely be free. There might be a free version, but I'm definitely going to add a paid version that's $3 USD. And then the third game will also be $3 USD. And later on in the future, Determinant, I don't know if I'm doing this for sure, but I don't want to surprise you when I suddenly bundle these 3 games up together and, have them be sold for $5 USD with all of the paid features inside all 3 games. So without further ado, not really much else to say. I wanted to keep this video short, probably not under 3 minutes, but yeah, if you have any questions, comments, feel free to ask or say anything. Hopefully you're not a robot because boy, I've been getting a lot of those lately. But yeah, I'm not going to take up much more of your time. Thank you for watching and or listening. I'll see you later. Bye.